OpenIndiana, which is the successor to Open Solaris. I would think it would be a server, but for some reason it is bundled with Mate. So let's take a look at where it ranks for what is tested so far. There we go. So it is the new worst performing open source operating system tested so far. The version of Mate and the window manager are recent, but the display manager that it's bundled with is 5 years old. And there are newer releases of this, but Canonical seems to have stopped maintaining this 2 years ago. And this is a version from 5 years ago. It's good to note these things because if this is something that is bundled with OpenIndiana and it's 5 years old, what other like base software is included with it that is this far out of date? For performance, this is very high for the memory usage at 1.8 gigs of RAM. If you want to run Mate, you can run it on NixOS and 332 megs of RAM. I believe it's also bundled with Alpine, so it could be even lower if performance matters. The CPU load is also very high for Mate, which is odd considering it could be very low, 7 gigs of disk usage, which seems high, and then 36 seconds, which I think is the slowest reboot time of anything tested so far that's open source. Let's take a look at the reboot time. Again, if we switch here, so now let's reboot. Not all drivers have implemented. Okay. Cool story. Blank screen. I always prefer that it actually shows the logs of what it's doing. So if there's ever any problem, it's easier to diagnose. When they default off to showing the logs, it's not great. See, like here you can see it's doing something with the audio and having trouble. Maybe. And now it's booting. And there you go. There's the reboot time into Mate. It's a lot. They like the pop-ups.